You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Thank you, Marshall. A time for creativity. You know what? This ain't gonna be too long. One of the things I'm seeing out here, a lot of things I've talked about on here, I'm seeing it. And I've mentioned a couple times, not to brag, but just to give perspective. I live in a fairly affluent area. The median income is close to 100,000, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. And you got some money around here. In fact, money to the point where there are a lot of homes starting around 300,000 that are being built in my area. A lot of homes, a lot of stuff. They building up quickly. But I find that interesting because the retail apocalypse is going full steam ahead. Like in my local shopping mall is pretty much dead. Like people who even live around here, they go even further, right? They don't even hardly stop in there. Right, it's empty. You can always find parking. It's dead. There's always space. You know, it's just like, It's like, man, I don't even want to be in here. All right, I'm like, all this money around here, and this is what we get. And also, too, there's like in the business district where I live, there's like we have a Toys R Us that's going out of business, so that's going to be a big empty store. So, and there was already H.H. Gregg that went out of business, and then there was a place that used to be a movie theater that went out of business. And I'm looking at all this, and I'm like, okay, you got this little strip mall type of place with these three big spaces, right? So that's the retail apocalypse, right? So stuff is happening. And then we talking about more about automation and everything. And they say, well, AI is creating jobs, but who they creating jobs for? Usually, honestly, they creating jobs for the 99%. I mean, the 9.9%. That's the middle class now, the 9.9%. And you got to be pretty much a millionaire to be in there, or like definitely six figures to be in the 9.9%, right? But for everybody else, for the other 90%, that's a lot of people. But then many people, the number of people who work retail, work in these restaurants, a lot of them going to be short because it's just not as many. And especially the bigger places that needed a lot of people, they're going out of business. And then there's other stuff. I read something about attorneys. A lot of people ain't practicing law, and plus with automation, a lot of automation's taking care of a lot of that stuff, and you're hearing about automation in all these other places, right? Now it's like, boom, damn, a lot of stuff is happening. But when stuff is going down, that means something is going up. And one of the things I've been paying attention to, there's been a lot of talk about the artisan economy, and I did a video on that. Right, people just creating stuff, or people dealing with microbreweries or something like that. Now is the time for the creative person. Now is the time for creativity. You might have to make up a business. Like I know a dude, right? He does boot camps, and he doesn't need a space. He just has people running around outside, right? You know, it's some people. Well, I would say massage, but then a massage place near me went closed. But that could be something or whatever. But people going to have to dig deep, because what's really happening, the time of mass jobs where you have the big factories or even big grocery stores where you need a lot of people, that's going out. Because like at all my grocery stores, you know how you could have about 15 lanes or something. You know, they never filled. They are never filled. Like at my local grocery store, only time I've seen all the lanes filled was when the store, because at one point the store had snow had caved in a roof, so the store was closed for maybe about 10 months, nearly a year. So when they opened back up, everybody, had to check it out, see what was going on. So that's the only time. But now, You go in there on a busy time, and you have 5 lanes filled or something. Even working, and there's never like long lines to check your stuff out, right? So it's like, wait a minute, the jobs are disappearing. They don't need as much, and it's a lot of little stuff. Even professional jobs, a lot of like things are being automated, like even the legal field. But the creativity, can you create something? You might have to, I don't know, create cupcakes, or you may have to do YouTube videos or figure out how to blog. This is the time now. If you creative, and I think that's one of the things that maybe even schools have to change, is like really encourage creativity. Because that's the only way. That's the only way. I mean, I know some people talk about universal basic income, but who wants to sit at home and just collect a check? Who really wants to do that, right? And I mean, we're gonna have to do. You gotta think about it. Like everybody listening, think about what you can do creative. Think about what you can create. You know what? You might be able to do music or something like that, or you might be a sculptor or something. Like my son says he likes sculpting and all of that stuff, right? He's actually pretty good at art. He might have to like put some designs on a T-shirt and go with it. It's going to change stuff. I think it's going to be a definite hiccup while people are kind of transitioning. It's going to be a hiccup. That's how it's going to be. But I'm hoping that people step up and bring whatever skills they have. That's why I do stuff when talking about gifts and talents and everything. Because it's going to have to change. It's going to be a change. It's something. I don't know what it is. I don't think society, I know some people out there think society is just going to collapse, but only way that's going to happen is if, somebody's dumb enough not to pay the police forces and other control mechanisms. So it's not going to fall apart totally. And plus, people naturally want order. Because actually, and this could be another video maybe on my other channel, for stuff to fall apart totally, you would have to have like some major disaster, and then police don't get paid, and then, churches or whatever, and just people just can't control themselves. It would take a perfect storm or something for a total collapse. What you probably will get though is definitely people, being challenged for work. But I think that's going to change some other things. I see some other stuff I'll keep to myself that is going to happen with all of that. But anyway, right? Now's the time. Now's the time to be creative. So anyway, y'all know the deal. Get creative and let's go make that money.